Welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. We have a really interesting matchup between both the Northwests today as Blue Valley Northwest Huskies, coached by Rob Meacham, take on the Shawnee Mission Northwest Cougars, coached by Vonda Morris. Let's go ahead and meet our competitors. First from Blue Valley Northwest.
I'm Arvin and I'm a senior.
I'm Shore, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Akshat and I'm a junior.
I'm Eva and I'm a junior.
I'm Cass and I'm a freshman.
And our competitors from Shawnee Mission Northwest.
I'm Ryan, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Spencer, I'm a senior.
I'm Garrett, I'm a junior.
I'm Catherine, I'm a junior.
I'm Olivia, I'm a junior.
All right, here in the first round of categories, we will take turns answering questions from various categories. If a team answers correctly, they will earn a point for their school, and if they answer incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal the category. We did a coin toss before we started recording this episode, and it was won by Blue Valley Northwest. So Huskies, here is the first category. It is general knowledge. What is the civil equivalent to the military time 2000? Akshat.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, very good. Over to you, Cougars. U.S. history. The War Powers Act was passed in the wake of the feeling that Congress had not been sufficiently involved in the decisions that led to U.S. involvement in which war? Spencer?
The Vietnam War.
It is the Vietnam War. Back to you, Huskies. U.S. geography. What low mountains in the south central United States get their name from the French meaning at the bends or curves of the river? Time. Cougars, chance to steal this U.S. geography question. What low mountains in the south central United States get their name from the French meaning at the bends or curves of the river? The Ozarks. The Ozarks. O-arcs. Staying with you, Cougars, with government. What two-word phrase refers to the exemption of ambassadors from the laws of the nation to which they are assigned? Olivia?
Diplomatic neutrality.
I cannot accept that. Huskies, you have a chance to steal this government question. What two-word phrase refers to the exemption of ambassadors from the laws of the nation to which they are assigned? Diplomatic immunity. Immunity is what we were looking for. Huskies, we are staying with you. Current events is the category. Name the online booking site that removed listings of 200 Israeli settlement homes in the occupied Palestine West Bank, saying companies should not profit on lands where people have been displaced. Time. Cougars, chance to steal this current events question. Name the online booking site that removed listings of 200 Israeli settlement homes in the occupied Palestinian West Bank, saying companies should not profit on lands where people have been displaced. Spencer?
Airbnb.
Airbnb. Cougars, staying with you, science, specifically astronomy. When your point of view changes, a relatively near object seems to change position in comparison to a relatively distant object. This concept is especially useful in astronomy. What is it called? Time. Huskies, chance to steal this science astronomy question. When your point of view changes, a relatively near object seems to change position in comparison to a relatively distant object. This concept is especially useful in astronomy. It is called what? Cass?
Perception?
It's not perception, it's called parallax. Parallax. Huskies, staying with you with mathematics. Each of the interior angles of a regular polygon is 150 degrees. How many sides does this polygon have? Sure?
5.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Cougars, chance to steal this mathematics question. Each of the interior angles of a regular polygon is 150 degrees. How many sides does that polygon have? Olivia?
6.
It's 12. 12. Cougars, we are staying with you. Vocabulary is the next question. Uncoined gold and silver, usually in the forms of bars, bricks, or ingots, is usually referred to as what? Time on that. Huskies, chance to steal this vocabulary question. Uncoined gold and silver, usually in the forms of bars, bricks. Sure?
Bullion.
Bullion. Very good. Huskies, we are staying with you. Another vocabulary question. Multiple choice. Does languid, L-A-N-G-U-I-D, does it mean the same as dull, faint, heavy, or eloquent? Cass?
Eloquent.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Cougars, chance to steal this vocabulary question. Does languid, L-A-N-G-U-I-D, mean the same as dull, faint, heavy, or eloquent? Ryan?
Dull.
It's actually faint. Faint. Cougars, we are staying with you. General knowledge is the category. The name's the same as this category also. It's a former Danish province, and it's a black and white dairy cow. What is it? Time. Huskies, general knowledge is the category. The name's the same. It's the former Danish province, and it's a black and white dairy cow. What is it? Eva?
Guernsey.
I'm sorry, can I accept it? Holstein. Holstein. Huskies, staying with you with poetry. What word did the raven utter in Edgar Allan Poe's poem, The Raven? Eva?
Nevermore.
Nevermore. Very good. Back to you, Cougars, with geography. About 94% of this state's area is devoted to crops and pasture land, a higher proportion of farmland than any other state. Name this Midwestern state. Spencer?
Nebraska.
It is Nebraska. Back to you, Huskies, with music and terminology. What Italian term is used in music as an indication for gradually speeding up the tempo? Arvin?
Accelerando.
Accelerando, very good. Over to you, Cougars, current events. A new federal report claims that the U.S. could lose 10% of its GDP by the end of the century due to what? Ryan?
Climate change.
Climate change, very good. Back over to you, Huskies, with sports and games. What's the highest score possible in 10-pin bowling? Sure?
300.
300. Cougars, back over to you with mathematics. What is the slope of a line that is parallel to y equals 4/5 x minus 9? Spencer?
4/5.
4/5. Back over to you, Huskies, military history. The Civil War began on April 12, 1861, with an attack on what federal fort in South Carolina? Arvin?
Fort Sumter.
Fort Sumter. Back over to you, Cougars, with Shakespeare. According to Shakespeare's epitaph, who is it that will be cursed? Catherine?
Whoever disturbs his bones.
Can you just repeat that, please?
Like whoever disturbs the grave. It is.
I cannot accept that. Huskies, chance to steal the Shakespeare category. According to Shakespeare's epitaph, who is it that will be cursed? It is he who moves my bones. He who moves my bones. Very close. Staying with you, Huskies, government and economics is the category. Which amendment prohibits the quartering of soldiers in private homes during peacetime without consent? Arvin?
Third Amendment.
It is the third. Back over to you, Cougars. Musicals is the category. In which musical will you find Seymour, the flower shop's assistant? Catherine?
Little Shop of Horrors.
That's exactly right. Back over to you, Huskies, with physics. What is the correct term in the physical sciences for speed in a definite direction? Akshay?
Velocity.
Velocity. Back over to you, Cougars. Sports and games. How many world records did swimmer Mark Spitz set when he won 7 gold medals at the 1972 Olympics? Garrett? 7. Sometimes they're easier than you think, right? All right, Huskies, back to you with science, chemistry. Oxides can be classified into 3 main types. Acidic and basic are 2. What is the third? Short?
Metal.
Can't accept metal. Cougars, chance to steal this science and chemistry question. Oxides can be classified into 3 main types. Acidic and basic are 2. What's the third? Olivia?
Neutral.
Neutral. Good. Staying with you, Cougars, world geography, specifically flags. What nation's flag features a lion holding the wheel of law, a Buddhist symbol of enlightenment? Olivia?
Nepal.
It is not Nepal. Huskies, chance to steal this world geography flags category. Arvin?
Sri Lanka.
It's not Sri Lanka. It's India. Is there a challenge on that? All right. All right. We'll work on that and we'll have an answer probably by halftime. Okay. I believe that it is, we answered that, asked that there and there, so it's now the Huskies' turn for the next question. So Huskies, here is your next category. It is government and economics. What branch of the government reviews laws, explains laws, resolves disputes or disagreements, and decides if a law, Arvin?
The judicial branch.
It is the judicial branch. Back over to you, Cougars. Fine arts, design is the next category, and it's multiple choice. In 2007, it ranked 10th on the list of America's favorite architecture by the American Institute of Architects. Give the name of the American architect and designer of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall. Was it Louis Bourgeois, Frank Lloyd Wright, Maya Lin, or Liu Ming Pei? Garrett?
Frank Lloyd Wright.
It was not Frank Lloyd Wright. Huskies, chance to steal this fine arts and design category. In 2007, it ranked 10th on the list of America's favorite architecture by the American Institute of Architects. Char?
Liu Ming Pei.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Maya Lin. Maya Lin. Staying with you, Huskies, with world history. Against whom did Caesar march his 5,000 troops after crossing the Rubicon River? Cass?
The Trojans.
I cannot accept the Trojans. Cougars, you have a chance to steal this world history question. Against whom did Caesar march with his 5,000 troops after crossing the Rubicon River? Olivia?
Pompey the Great.
Pompey, very good. And with that siren during that question, that does denote our halftime, and we have a score tied up very fittingly for both Northwests. Both have 9. So as we go into this part of our program, we will have a member from each team give us a campus update, and it looks like Shore, you're giving us the update for the Huskies. So what's happening at Northwest?
Yeah, so this weekend our orchestra, band, and choir programs will be performing at the District Extravaganza. It'll be a good chance to see how well we are doing compared to the other schools in the district. Also, our debate team has had an excellent fall season this year. We won the prestigious Topeka High tournament this year and prevailed in the sweepstakes. Finally, it's time to start actor rehearsals for this year's musical, No No Nanette. This week we'll be finalizing who's in the pit orchestra that shows as well.
So good stuff happening. All right, and back over to the Cougars. It looks like, Spencer, you're giving us an update for Northwest. What's happening over at 67th Street?
All right, so we've had bowling tryouts going throughout this whole week, and they finalize tomorrow. And all other sports are starting to practice and get ready for the winter season. Cappuccino Day is tomorrow, where they sell cappuccinos and other beverages and snacks to benefit certain causes. This quarter, they're benefiting a family whose house was destroyed by a fire. Next week is Adopt a Tot, where we give gifts to children whose families can't necessarily provide gifts. And then robotics is starting next week, and symphonic and jazz bands have a concert tonight.
All right, so a lot of great stuff happening at both schools. At this point, are we ready for the challenge? All right. So we do have a change for our halftime score. Blue Valley Northwest should now have 10. Their challenge was correct. On the flag that was mislabeled on the card as India is Sri Lanka. So congratulations on that successful challenge. As we head into our second round here on categories, we will start with our look and listen question. Our look and listen question is worth 2 points and will be displayed on a monitor here in our studio as well as on the screen for those at home. Just as a reminder, when someone rings in, we cannot rewind the video. We have to go from that point forward. And you are more than welcome to ring in at any time after I'm finished reading the question. So here we go. Both teams, look and listen question, were 2 points. This military memorial statue depicts what event? Spencer?
U.S. troops capturing Iwo Jima.
That is the correct response, yes, and you have earned 2 points. So that gives you a slight lead going into the remainder of our lightning round, in which questions will be placed on the floor for either team to answer. Just like in the first round, if a team responds correctly, they earn a point for their school. If they respond incorrectly, the other team still gets a chance to steal. So here we go, both teams, U.S. history, presidents. The Agricultural Society of Paris awarded a gold medal to this president for inventing a new plow. Name him. Sure?
Bill Clinton.
It's not Bill Clinton. Cougars, you have a chance to steal this U.S. history president's question. The Agricultural Society of Paris awarded a gold medal to this president for inventing a new plow. Name him. It's Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson. Science, species for both teams. The smallest fish are gobies. What are the largest fish? Cass?
Whale shark.
Sharks, very good. Foreign language for both teams. Should be world language. World language for both teams. With savoir, it means knowledge. With laissez, it means indifference. What is the French word? Sure?
Fair.
Fair, very good. World geography for both teams. What Mideast country has the longest border on the Red Sea? Sure?
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. Fine arts and painters for both teams. Which of Picasso's paintings was considered immoral when it was first exhibited in 1916? Was it Girl Before a Mirror, The Young Ladies of Avignon, Bathers, or Blue Nude? Shar?
Girl Before a Mirror.
That's incorrect. Cougars, chance to steal this fine arts and painters question. Which of Picasso's paintings were considered immoral when it was first exhibited in 1916? Girl Before a Mirror, The Young Ladies of Avignon, Bathers, or Blue Nude? Ryan?
Bathers.
It's not Bathers, it was The Young Ladies of Avignon. Literature for both teams. Name the two best known authors born in 1882 and 1897 noted for the stream of consciousness technique. James Joyce and William Faulkner. Science, astronomy for both teams. Giants and supergiants are two classes of stars which are larger than the main sequence of stars. What general class of stars is smaller than the main? Olivia?
Dwarf.
Very good. Government and economics for both teams. Which foreign policy system relies on superior military strength to prevent... Arvin?
Interventionism.
I cannot accept that. Cougars, chance to steal this government and economics question. Which foreign policy system relies on superior military strength to prevent attacks? Olivia?
Militarism.
Can I accept that? Deterrence. Deterrence. Vocabulary, word origin is the next category. What is the meaning of the prefix fum or fum, F-U-M? Char?
To get rid of.
I cannot accept that. Cougars, chance to steal this vocabulary word origin question. What is the meaning of the prefix fum or fume in F-U-M found in such words as fumes, fumigate, or fumarole? Catherine?
Relating to gases?
Cannot accept that. We're looking for smoke. smoke. General knowledge for both teams. What is the highest number of a roulette wheel? Cass?
39.
Cannot accept 39. Cougars, chance to steal this general knowledge question. What is the highest number of a roulette wheel? Ryan?
36.
It is 36. U.S. geography for both teams. This river on Florida's east coast is one of the few in North America to flow northward. Name it. St. John's River. St. John's River. At this time in our second half, we are going to be going into our team theme huddle. Our team theme huddle is where we'll have 2 questions that the teams can confer. It is necessary that the team captain be the one that rings in. It is also important that both teams understand that both questions must be answered correctly to earn the 2 points. If one of the questions is answered incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal. So here we go. The category is law. Question 1, and may I also remind the students, probably be best to wait till the second question is read before you ring in. Question 1, what organization comprises the nation's largest group of lawyers? Question 2, name the legal requirement that a state must respect all legal rights that are owed to a person. Sure.
American Bar Association and sorry.
Cannot accept that. Cougars, chance to steal. Time. First one is American Bar Association. Question 2, due process. Due process. All right, here we go. Both teams, we're tied at 13 apiece. Great game going on. So current events is the next category. European Union members agreed to a Brexit deal, but must be approved by Parliament, requiring the UK to pay equivalent of $50 billion to the EU. Name the current United Kingdom Prime Minister that brokered this deal. Arvin?
Theresa May.
Theresa May, very good. Spelling for both teams. A plant native to Australia is the eucalyptus. Sure?
EUCALYPTUS.
Eucalyptus, very good. Ancient history for both teams. Thucydides not only fought in this 5th century BCE war, he wrote the history of it. Name this conflict. Arvin?
Trojan War.
It's not the Trojan War. Cougars, chance to steal this ancient history question. Thucydides not only fought in this 5th century BCE war, he wrote the history of it. Name this conflict. Olivia.
The Persian War.
Not the Persian War, Peloponnesian War. Mathematics for both teams. What is the value of the tangent of 60 degrees? Spencer.
Root 3.
Root 3, very good. Just under the buzzer, nice play. Science, geology for both teams. Quartz is usually clear as ice. Traces of titanium transform into rose quartz. Small amounts of iron give it a purple hue, turning it into what? Looks like Garrett.
Amethyst.
Amethyst, very good. We're back at a tie game, 15 apiece. Geography, U.S. geography specifically. What was the original name given to the islands now known as Hawaii? Catherine?
Sandwich Islands.
Sandwich Islands. General knowledge for both teams. Give the total number of days in these 3 months combined. April, June, and November. Olivia?
90.
90 is correct. World economics for both teams. The leading vegetable growing country, which produces more than Russia and the United States combined. Name it. Cass?
China.
It is China. Musical instruments. Give me one of the two names for the only drums that can be tuned to a definite pitch. Sure?
Timpani.
Timpani, very good. We would accept kettle drums as well. History for both teams. On January 3rd, 1961, the U.S. officially broke diplomatic relations with which country? Olivia?
Iran.
It is not Iran. Huskies, chance to steal this history question. On January 3rd, 1961. Sure?
Korea.
It is not Korea, it's Cuba. Cuba. U.S. history for both teams. Another U.S. history question. Who was the U.S. Marine band leader between 1880 and 1892 and the musical director of Arvin?
John Philip Sousa.
John Philip Sousa, nice job. Sports and games for both teams. Which racing driver holds the record for the most Formula One World's Drivers' Championships? Sure?
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
It's not Dale Earnhardt Jr. Cougars, chance to steal this sports and games category. Which racing driver holds the record for the most Formula One World's Drivers' Championship wins with 7 titles? Michael Schumacher. Michael Schumacher. Fine arts for both teams. It's going to be a multiple choice. What art critic for the French newspaper La Chevalerie coined the term impressionists to satirize the artists involved in the 1874 art show entitled The Exhibition of Impressionists? Was it Louis Leroy, Jacob Burckhardt, John Ruskin, or Roger Fry? Akshay?
Jacob Burckhardt.
It is not Jacob Burckhardt. Cougars, chance to steal this fine arts category. What art critic for the French newspaper La Chevalerie coined the term impressionist to satirize the artist's involvement in an 1874 art show entitled The Exhibition of Impressionists? Was it Louis Leroy, Jacob Burckhardt, John Ruskin, or Roger Fry? Ryan?
Louis.
Louis Leroy, very good. Literature for both teams. All right, an interesting dilemma. We are tied at 18 apiece when that siren went off. So we are going to go into our overtime rules. Our overtime rules are this. We will go with 5 questions. The team that has the best answers, or the most answers out of 5, will be declared the winner. If someone gets to 3, they are automatically the winner because that is the best of 5. If we get through 5 questions and both teams are still tied, we will go with sudden victory questions from that point forward. So here we go. Here's our first of 5 overtime questions. Literature is the category. What musical instrument did Prewitt play in James Jones' novel From Here to Eternity? Sure?
Organ.
It is not the organ. Cougars, chance to steal this literature question. What musical instrument did Prewitt play in James Jones' novel From Here to Eternity? Olivia?
Piano.
It was not the piano, it was the bugle. The bugle. Next question, U.S. history. The first 10 amendments to our Constitution were influenced by another document adopted in England in 1689. Name that document. Arvin?
The Magna Carta.
It is not the Magna Carta. Cougars, chance to steal this U.S. history category. The first 10 amendments to our Constitution were influenced by another document adopted in England in 1689. Name that document. Olivia?
The rights of man and citizen.
Cannot accept that. We're just looking for the English Bill of Rights. The English Bill of Rights. All right, here we go. Both teams. Science, botany is the category. What visible attribute do angiosperms distinguishes them from gymnosperms? Shar?
They spread seeds through their pistil.
I cannot accept that. Cougars, you have a chance to steal the science and botany question. What visible attribute of angiosperms distinguishes them from gymnosperms? Catherine?
The stamen, is that what you say?
Cannot accept that either. We're looking for flowers. They have flowers. General knowledge for both teams. General knowledge. What chemical in tobacco smoke is responsible for... Cass?
Nicotine.
Cannot accept nicotine. Cougars, chance to steal this general knowledge question. What chemical in tobacco smoke is responsible for coating the cilia and preventing them from removing dust and other particles? It's the tar. So we are going to our next question as being our sudden victory question, and here it is. It is vocabulary. Defined as a collection, a medley, a jar of flowers and spices used for a scent. What is this word? Cass?
Potpourri.
It is potpourri, and that is a correct response. And we have a final score. Blue Valley Northwest 19 to Shawnee Mission Northwest 18. By far one of the better games we've had this year. Thank you to both teams, and thank you for watching as we will continue to bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students all throughout Johnson County.